Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR today, Tuesday morning, August 11th, 2020. It's the man they call Meathead. Hey, thanks for stopping by. And, again, we always appreciate when you stop by. You make comments, you make likes, you make subscribes. We're on all the social medias as well, and we're on all the podcasting services as well. You know, the Fight TV and, Stitcher and Spotify and Apple Tunes and YouTube and Facebook. Anywhere you're listening, anywhere you're checking us out, we definitely appreciate the love. Now, speaking of the love, I love when this man stops by. It's every Tuesday morning. It's David Herro. Morning, Dave.
Good morning, sunshine. How are you?
I love that. Thank you. I felt that was an appropriate response to that glowing open for you. It was just love, is what it was.
It's nothing but love. Got nothing but love for you, baby.
Got nothing but love for you, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Lynn and I, we talked a little bit yesterday, and I don't want to get too deep into it. You know, I kind of mentioned on the air for everybody listening and for Linda that, the man they call Meathead is, as Damien used to refer to him, he is the drunk uncle of the program. Be it as it may. I have opinions about things, and most of it I keep to myself. I follow an old school mentality about not talking about politics or religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try. You know, that's that old school in us. Again, Dave, you and I, a month apart. So, we're a little old school on some stuff. However.
Yes.
Let's start with Retribution, okay, from SmackDown.
So you want to talk about Antifa, is what you're telling me. Hey, a spade a spade. I'm going to call what it is. You know what? Shane Helms and I have talked about it over the weekend about Retribution and what they are and everything. And I says, dude, the only thing they haven't done yet has been to throw a brick through a window. And what did they do last night? They threw
a brick through a window.
Exactly. And it's just like lame, lazy and lame. And I hate every single segment about it. It buries the roster, it buries the intelligence, and it brings nothing but negative thoughts.
Right. And that's kind of where I'm at, Dave, with the two is the negative thoughts. We know what happened over the weekend here in our area, even though I'm up north a little bit farther. I'm Milwaukee, just like you're in Milwaukee, just like Linda and Damien are in Milwaukee. And we had an issue with the Wauwatosa officer, which is a suburb just outside of Milwaukee.
Right.
I fell short of calling it a terrorist, but I called it an anarchist group.
Yeah. He was being hunted. And he was shot at, him and his girlfriend, in his house. But you know what it is? It's like you have these people dressed up in all black, head to toe, bats, now with bricks, everything else. And you mean to tell me Otis, Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, or Baron Corbin or Sheamus or even
Bobby
Matt Hardy,
Lashley, any of the bigger guys
wouldn't grab a chair and run out there and defend their home?
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, not one of them looked over 6 feet tall. Not one of them looked over 185 pounds. And I get it, black is thinning, so they look smaller. Mm-hmm. But lame, just lame. And it's not going to end well. No new star is going to come out of this because they're the ultimate heel villain right now. So they're going to get their asses handed to them.
Right.
And I don't know what they're thinking. I mean, Muhammad Hassan was taken off of TV almost immediately.
Right.
And now this is the second time, and it's $1 billion TV deals.
And Dave, taken out of TV, he was taken out of the industry. Yeah. We didn't see that dude again.
No.
And I thought that guy was an upcoming star.
Oh, he was. He was supposed to become the world champion. And but I don't understand. Listen, last night there was not one match I truly wanted to see. I didn't mind the Kevin Owens Randy Orton match. I thought that was good. I hated the finish because he beat him clean, which now it doesn't give. If Randy Orton does beat Drew McIntyre, now Kevin Owens shouldn't get a shot because he lost clean. And just they don't do a good job of building anybody anymore. I mean, Randy Orton and Ric Flair stole the show last night.
Yeah,
but even that got dicey for me when Randy Orton makes the comment, I'm the son you wish you had or never had. I'm like, oh man,
That hurts.
like
Yeah.
a jugular. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
he went right for the pacemaker, pun intended.
It's like, why is Raw and SmackDown becoming so dark, so evil? There's so much evil in these shows, and that's not what people tune in to see. They want to be entertained, and I have yet to find anything entertaining about Raw and SmackDown in the last week.
No, my most entertaining, and we didn't get to talk about this, was listening to Jericho tell Orange Cassidy he smelled like salami, Drakkar Noir, and a battery. That was entertaining to me.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's not on the two brands we're even talking about.
Right, I know. That's that's the entertaining thing this week. Right.
Yeah. Just bad business. Ratings are going to continue to drop. Now there's really no true heat on Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre because the heat's on Ric Flair. You want to see Ric Flair get his revenge.
Right.
And you know what? It was the only good thing about having Antifa on the show is that they could turn off the lights so they could punt Ric Flair because you can't do that to him otherwise. You know what I mean?
Well, even 10 years ago, Rick was going to take an RKO, but he can't take an RKO anymore.
Well, no, he shouldn't. He's not Mae Young. He's not that insane. But I mean, if you think about it, 3 hours of wrestling. A lot of it has been stuff we've already seen a dozen times. Please explain to me how the Viking Raiders, a week ago, Ivar, or I don't know which one it was in the Raw Underground fighting and beating ass, and now he's back to being a comedy player again.
Right.
It's like, decide what you want. Pick something.
And go with it. Yeah. And we'll get to Raw Underground in a second, and I feel we're already heading that way. But let's talk about what happened last night at Raw real quick, and then we'll come back around. Seth Rollins and Dominic Mysterio. Excuse me, I'm all choked up over the Raw Underground.
COVID, take it easy. Yeah.
Seth Rollins and Dominic Mysterio had a contract signing. So first time I've ever seen this, 2 contracts were signed. One for a match, one to make someone a WWE superstar. I thought that was different.
You know what?
I didn't say I was excited. I said it was different.
I forgot about all that. The highlight, the most impressive thing from last night was Dominic Mysterio. That kid took an ass whooping. Like, I think that was the most violent kendo stick spot I've ever seen in the history of my years of watching pro wrestling. Yep. And Dominic Mysterio always fights back. He always fights back. So he's always trying. And, it's like you want to see him beat ass. I was just, man.
Dave, do you think that's when they get behind the curtain, past Gorilla, or do you think that's a hug and welcome to the business kid hug right there? Do you think that's like, absolutely.
That's like, hey, I'm really sorry, but man, that was great heat. Imagine if they would have had people there.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that would be like, that's like where a riot almost breaks up. Because if you think about it, people look at Dominic as somebody's kid.
Yeah.
And he was getting his ass handed to him. Like legit.
But he signed a WWE contract, which is different.
No, but here's the thing. He signed to be a pro wrestler, not to be a human pinata.
Right. And they never got any candy out of him, ever.
Oh, God.
The pinata, you kept getting a piece of, but it was still swinging.
They beat his ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just was like, whoof, kid. You know what? No matter what, no one can never say you never paid your dues because you took an ass whoop.
Right. Here's the thing and this isn't meant to be funny, but I just laughed because it just happened to me. Did you mentally impose? I mean, because obviously we know young Cal is out there working now and wants to get all the way to the top of the game. You didn't mentally project Cal there going, ooh, that would hurt if that was. I mean,
I'm thinking I would be so pissed.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Did you project Cal into that?
I would never want him to be in that spot. I would never want someone to beat his ass like that because you know what? You can do it 2 or 3 or 4 times, but it was like about a dozen and they laid them all in. And you know what? I'm sure it was a little bit of a receipt. Because he lit up Seth Rollins, was it last week?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, okay, here you go, kid. You want to swing that like a man. Okay, now you're going to take it like a man, too.
And he did.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he did, and his shirt was off, and he got it front end. It's going to be a pain in the ass for that kid to sleep tonight and tomorrow night and the night after that.
And here, Linda and I were complaining yesterday about sunburn from the pool.
Oh, I'd rather have sunburn than what he went through.
Yeah. So no, I really do feel that a kid coming back. Good job. You took it. Let's go to work. I really thought that was not just the receipt, but the welcome to the business. That's what I thought that was.
Yeah, it was a reminder to him saying, "Hey, if you're gonna swing it, you got to take it," and he absolutely took it.
Yeah. Match after that, Rollins and Humberto Carrillo. Rollins obviously goes over. Andrade and Dawkins had a match as well, and there was a little talk from Zelina Vega, still obviously professing that she wasn't the one that poisoned him. I mean, it could be. I'm not going to say the word. You can say it, but it could be that group that did that. We don't know for sure.
I doubt ANTIFA would do that to Montez Ford. That wouldn't be their. That wouldn't be part of their narrative.
Yeah. Okay. So a nice little match between Bianca Belair and Vega.
The big boss man. I could see them making him sick, but not Montez.
Gotcha. Yeah, a nice little match between Zelina and Bianca Belair. Glad to see that on TV.
You know what? I mean, it's no secret I love and adore Zelina Vega.
Of course.
But for someone that hasn't had many matches, I thought she did fantastic. She really held her own, and I thought there were times she really made Bianca Belair the EST. She was there for a lot of things and made it look good.
Let's talk about Hurt Business and Apollo Crews. Did at the end of Apollo Crews' little speech about how he's going to knock your lights out, where he finally dropped the smile, did that work for you? Is he getting there?
No, not even close.
He was a little too happy for me, really.
You know what? He's an amazing talent. He's a fantastic human being. I'm just tired of seeing him in a program with MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
It's like, can we please move on from this? You know what I mean? It's just it's the problem with Monday Night Raw, and the same thing's happening on SmackDown, is there's nothing new, there's nothing fresh. The mid card is super solid right now. It is.
But there's nothing at the top.
There's nothing at the top. There's no true main event feel on any of these shows. You know, I mean, yeah, we're going to get a great main event between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, and that match is going to rock SummerSlam. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be two studs going at it. But, I mean, there's no big match feel to that.
I agree. I do agree. I did like the framing that they did with Drew and Randy's face at the end of the night. He had... I don't need to hear you sick or, you evil son of a bitch 17 times, but the framing was okay. They do a little production there. I enjoyed that part. But again, if we're talking attitude or we're talking, a ruthless aggression era, this is, top mid, but not the top of the card.
When we go off, when Rob went off the air last night, did you say, God damn, I cannot wait till SummerSlam to see that match right now?
No, but I know I'm going to see it. So right, I'm excited for it.
I'm just saying that, but there's no want to see it right now. Right. It's like, okay, well, I'll wait another 9 days or whatever it's going to be.
That would have been a good go home Raw. That part right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like there's a gap. So I mean, are we going to get the via satellite interview next week? Ugh.
And here's the other thing: when Charlotte Flair comes back, she better want to go after Randy Orton and beat his ass.
Right. Let's take that part and let's segue into Raw Underground. I thought anything goes on Raw Underground. Mm-hmm. Why did Shayna Baszler have to work with women? Why didn't the big guy?
Well, here's why. Because no matter what happens between Kimdu or what is his name? Dak? I don't know.
Gachu, and I'm not trying to be funny. I just don't have
it either. D-Bot or whatever his name is. It's going to take me about 3 weeks to get that down. But here's the thing. Okay, so either he beats Shayna Baszler's ass and ruins her, or she beats his ass and ruins him.
Okay. So or they get a pull apart at the end, and somebody pulls them apart.
But that's not believable.
The whole thing's not believable, Dave.
No, I understand that, but a guy that's 7 feet tall should never be in a pull apart with a girl, even as much of a badass as
Right.
Shayna Baszler.
So everything that's always built, Royal Rumbles or King of the Rings or whatever, they're always built for somebody to spotlight them. Who is this Raw Underground built for right now? Who's it supposed to spotlight?
I think it's going to be Devo, and I'm only calling that because I forget his name.
That's okay.
And then maybe Bobby Lashley, which I think would be fantastic for him.
Okay.
And then you know what? You got to look at the big monster that's the bodyguard for Shane McMahon.
That's guarding the door. Yeah.
The guy's like at least, I think he's like 7'7" or 7'8".
I wouldn't go that far, Dave. I think he's 7. I mean, that doorway.
He is more than 7 feet tall.
Yeah, that doorway could be more than 8 feet tall.
I know Nash was down there training with him.
Yeah.
And he said that he makes Big Show look tiny.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big dude. I'm excited to see him work. I mean, but when is it going to happen?
Because who's he going to work with?
Who knows?
He's way too big right now. Let him slowly get this figured out. The last thing we want is an El Gigante, a giant Gonzalez.
I guess, because we kind of had that with the Khali, too, where Khali was too big, where we only had programs every 3-4 months.
Right. But Khali was so physically impressive.
Yes, he was.
He was terrifying.
He's lucky that he didn't go after Adam Sandler either, because he was going to kill his own quarterback.
Yes, he was. Oh, terrible. Just terrible.
I know that we've seen it multiple times, but, you say, what are we looking forward to? I didn't look forward to it, but I did enjoy Asuka Bayley because they can work. They're good wrestling. I mean, I enjoy the matches. I'll tell you what, that KO Orton match was good. It was a main event match for a Raw, but we didn't get a lot of business out of it because what we got was, as you said, and I kind of had this in my notes, KO loses clean. So who cares about KO anymore?
Exactly. And you can't. I mean, I would have liked to have seen something where there was a little bit of shenanigans and debauchery in that match, Sure.
Maybe Rick reaching in, and doing something.
I mean, come on, KO doing, hey, listen, everyone should lose to Randy.
Right now, yes.
But in a time when you don't have enough superstars, you can't just let Randy kill everybody. I mean, Randy has taken care of Christian, Edge, Ric Flair, Big Show, and now Kevin Owens.
Yep. Here's the funny thing, though. I don't think he takes care of Drew McIntyre. My feeling coming out of last night is Drew gets over somehow. He hangs onto that belt. I don't know how, but that's how it feels.
There's no way. There's no way. Because when you punt kick Edge and Christian and Big Show and Ric Flair, and Drew McIntyre really has no investment in any of those guys, I think Randy has to beat Drew McIntyre.
You make the most sense, but I'm telling you, just the way business has been going and the way the show has been feeling, I'm telling you, this is how it feels to me. So you make sense. That's smart wrestling. I don't think we're going to get it, though.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me because right now, Raw and SmackDown is just almost impossible to watch. Like talking about SmackDown, I know that was a few days ago now, but the main event of that should have been Sheamus versus Baron Corbin. It shouldn't have been Heavy Machinery against Miz and Morrison. Because we've never seen Sheamus and Corbin. You have Corbin, the current King of the Ring, Sheamus, the former King of the Ring, two heels, two big legit heavyweights that have never had a match together, should have closed the show.
You would use that for a SmackDown and not save it for a pay-per-view?
Well, I'm just saying it was on SmackDown.
Right.
So it would have been my main event because it's a unique match that hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm as a wrestling fan, as much as I am entertained by Otis and I love seeing Mandy Rose on TV.
Ooh, yeah, Mandy looked good.
I don't consider that to have been the main event because what was at stake? Nothing. It was a grudge match. And that's all they have.
The grudge is hot now between Mandy and Sonya. I mean, I think that's the hottest it's ever been.
But I mean, wouldn't you could have built up for 2 hours for the
Sure.
first time ever, a match never before,
Yeah.
it's only going to be here on Fox, the battle of the former kings, or the former king and the current king. I mean, there's so much more you could have done with that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Dave, I appreciate you being with us every Tuesday morning because you help me talk it through. You talk us down off the ledge. You let us know that even though, we're struggling to understand and kind of, suspend disbelief when you have, and here's the ironic part about Retribution too, is that you have the ninjas, then you have Retribution. And we were told that a new faction's coming, but then we get the message about the Hurt Business, but then it's convoluted.
Well, I'm waiting for ANTIFA to have a match against the ninjas. All the false tags will be obnoxious.
What you don't realize is I set you up for that, buddy.
Tonight is the night when Cal will be on OVW Wrestling.
Oh.
He makes his OVW debut. You can catch it on the OVW app on Roku or Amazon Prime or Amazon Fire, or just go on to the OVW Wrestling YouTube page and watch it.
I heard he's taking on one of my favorites, Mr. Boomstick himself.
Jay Bradley. It's just like it never ends. So
I know, because Jay's been following him around.
I know Jay is harassing Cal nonstop, and that's at 7:00 tonight Central Time. Be sure to check it out. I believe it's match number 2 on the show. So should be Yeah. So Cal graduated high school on a Friday night, and then on a Tuesday night, he was down in OVW having his first televised match. So
there you go. That's the way it works. Keep working, Cal. Keep going.
Yes. So.
Well, hey, again, we appreciate you talking us off that ledge. We got something to look forward to tonight. Also, again, OVW available on YouTube. I think it is YOUTOO.
Yeah, it's YTA America.
YTA America. That's it. Yeah. So. Excited to check it out.
And that one airs on Friday. It's the same show, but that airs on Friday on YT. If you want to watch it tonight, it's on the OVW Roku channel. Otherwise, it's like on Apple TV also. It's the same channel. Otherwise, go on their YouTube page and watch it live.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, for Dave Herro, I'm the man they call Meathead. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. So long.